Let's go! We are in the losers bracket, everybody! And our Chinese-Korean tournament continues with Sky Temple being our first map. I'm a bit excited for this match because ASoul is playing, and a lot of you guys are probably going to look at this, they're like, who the hell is ASoul? And I had the same reaction when they played in the winner bracket. They played against Team Fly, who had Reset and some other HGC Koreans. But the team played very well, much better than I expected them to. So I was a little bit hyped to see them again. And now they're playing in the losers bracket. And I honestly want to see if they can perform on the same level that they did in the winner bracket, and wouldn't mind seeing them throughout the tournament a bit more. So I'm kind of excited to see what the red team can do in this match in the lower bracket. Now, again, if you don't really know what this is the Chinese Storm League. And no, it's not ranked play. It's a tournament that they called Storm League for some reason. And this is season... oh god. I think it's season 1. I'm pretty sure it's season 1 of 2021. So, yeah, we have... it's pretty much a doubles elimination tournament system that they're running here. And it's kind of cool. So, really nice to see the Chinese and the Korean meta collide. Right now, both of the teams that you see here are Chinese. And Ophir gets banned out. Now, that I didn't expect. Normally, you see Stukov banned in the meta over here, but they don't ban that either. So I have the feeling that the two teams know each other, and that we're having a couple of bans that are happening because of preference, because all the games that we've seen outside of that, teams have banned Stukov. And as I say that, in the lobby chat someone is mentioning Stukov right now. So I'm not quite sure why that is. Maybe Stukov was banned. They misclicked and just said that Stukov was banned. Again, nope. There's a first pick. They were just saying, like, pick him. Yeah. Doesn't shock me that he get picked immediately, because as I mentioned previously, Stukov has been a consistent ban in pretty much every single game. I think he was played in one single game, and that he won. But that's interesting. Now, what else gets banned or picked usually is Malfurion, but the the red team has decided to go into Dehaka and Greymane first, which now makes Malfurion a potential ban from Team LB. So that could happen. Jaina, early Jaina, very early Jaina. Okay, Urel and Jaina get picked. That gives us the first ban. And Jojo, okay, but I want to see if Malfurion gets banned now. I would not be surprised at all. He's been such a high priority for the teams. Not high enough to ban him in the first rotation, but definitely high enough to pick him very, very early. And now that he's still up for grabs and the red team doesn't have a support, Malfurion would make a certain amount of sense, and yes, they ban him out. Okay, interesting. Pretty good start though. But there's a Nubarak. Are we going to see also Tychus? It's another damage dealer that was heavily prioritized on every map we've seen so far. Now, this being Sky Temple, I like that they already locked in Dehaka as a global. Reminds me a bit of the European style to approach the map. But obviously we are seeing certain differences, especially if you followed the previous matches. You've already picked up on that. And then here's Sylvanas. Alright, so Sylvanas Greymane. That's a lot to chunk out structures. I mean, damn son. If you get both of those bad boys for just a couple of seconds onto any kind of lane, at the wall or a fort, you can kiss those structures goodbye. So yeah, one alone is already bad enough if you have both of them. If you get kills, for example, let's say you get a couple of kills against the opponent's team, you can murder. And what the hell is that? Double support!
Well, it's about damn time.
Okay, brain exit just failed. What? Is everybody seeing this? Urel main tank, double support, Jaina, Tychus? The fuck? Okay. Ana as a support on the red team side, but unless LB just fat-fingered their draft, this is gonna be spicy. I mean, again, Sky Temple, map number 1. We have a best of 5 in our hands, everybody. Let's go. LB against ASoul.
I would prepare.
Alright, people are always saying you should not drive drunk, but I would say the same is true for drafting drunk. Team LB, what the hell is this? Urel as the only real melee, I mean, again, Stukov, I guess, is melee too, but obviously you get the gist here. Urel is a main tank, Stukov, I suppose, at her side a little bit, with Lucio coming in as the second support, and Tychus plus Jaina for damage. It's kind of spicy. We have on the right side of the map ASoul with Ana as the support. We get Greymane and Sylvanas for damage, especially against structures. And Dehaka and Anuburak are currently playing, of course, at the front. And you can already see them aiming for structures immediately. The blue team is apparently thinking, hey, let's go for a bit of vision. And that is not working out even a little bit. But yeah, they're chunking down the first tower to 50% HP before the rotation comes in. And now we'll see what else they can do. I guess after the Uther main tank, we're now seeing the Stukov main tank. That's apparently what's happening here. Now, we have seen double support and Stukov in a bit of that role, so that's definitely true. I've seen that once, but this is still a really interesting start into the series. I mean, if this is game number 1, I don't even want to know what game number 5 looks like. Also, Eileen over here with Ana, I really appreciate that at least if you go for the Snowflake, you go for either blue or purple. Don't ever ride the yellow Snowflake, guys. Yellow Snowflakes, yellow snow just in general, this is just frozen pea, so don't do that. You don't do yourself any favor, so be careful of that. That's usually something that happens to people that live in countries that don't have snow and then travel. But yeah, anyways. Now, as we're heading into it, Anuburak, like, very, very optimistic approach by him. Saying like, oh, siege shines, let's go. So, yeah. That's not really working out for them. They are very, very optimistic. But there comes the rotation. Lucio is a bit low. Double support. There's a full 5-man. Urel is still at the top. Urel is at the top and she's the only real tank. So, yeah, they're trying to hold it long enough. But can they get it? I don't think so. There's the drag and Jaina is dead. Jaina gets deaded. The stuns are coming in. They're trying to go for the second support too. Urel, Hibbity Hop is space coding into the fight. But they have to still hightail it out of there. Red team is saying, alright guys, maybe we should just take it from here and just move back. But it's not quite over because Lucio is still trying to follow. But Dehaka is rushing to the top so that he can defend. And that is a lot of value that LB just got out of this camp. Structural damage is everything on this map. Now, the red team is countering, obviously, at the bottom of the map with the siege giants that they took previously. So, I guess, all in all considered, we are more or less even in structural damage. Sky Temple, always important that you do as much structural damage as you can without the help of the objective, because it pretty much means whenever you're trading temples against the opponent, you will come out slightly ahead. Also, we have the bigger they are. Doesn't happen all that much on the Chinese and Korean side. Normally it's the Master Assassin that kicks in for the passive, for the extra attack speed that you also get for Odin. In this case, the bigger they are. Not really the game where I expected them to make that switch, but nice to see that they're still changing it up every now and then. With level 4 we also get the Arcane Intellect. And yeah, it's time of course for the temples. And the red team is getting some extra shots. They stole a few away at the top. Quite a few, I might add. And now they have the aggression happening in the middle. And he is chunking down the minions here. So I really, really like the way that ASoul is currently playing this. They're the team with the first kill, of course, as well. Greymane has to get out since Jaina is getting a bit nasty. And there's even more coming as Lucio is starting to slide in. But yep, top side. There we go. So low blow hasn't been taken, but the growing infestation is still there. Few shots fired. Ford is still fine. And the blue team is taking over in the middle. So yeah, they're not giving this up right away. I like that they're fighting back a bit here. They really need to. Level 7 talents are now ready. But slowly and steadily we're going to head into more teamfight territory, especially considering that the next objective is a single temple at the bottom of the map. That's where things are going to become more spicy. The global, I like it. I like the global. Playing with the global is already showcasing that you are looking at some map control, you're really interested to try and dominate on the side lane a bit for those team fights, and I like that a lot. So that they have that set up is always kind of neat. If they can really then use it, that's a different question, but time will tell. At the bot lane, Sleep Dart barely missed out on a connect, or this could have potentially even been more dangerous for Jaina, especially considering that Anubarak was also starting to move in. And the problem for Team LB is that holding onto that fountain might become a bit tricky if they don't send more heroes down to the bottom of the map, which is exactly why Tychus is now joining the fun here, and Lucio, because you can't afford to lose your sustain on the bot lane before the second objective spawns, or that temple is likely lost to you. Could result in you losing the structure at the bottom line immediately. But with that, we now have at the top Sylvanas and Dehaka. Yes, breaking through the gate, doing a bit more damage here even, connecting with Yrel, and that is some spicy goat that we have. Yrel is losing hit points quickly, but maybe Sylvanas have overstayed slightly. Dehaka connects another one, and they are moving out, whereas at the bot lane, they're still trying to go for another camp. Can they take it? The poke is there, everybody's low, but the drag and the kill on Stukov, just as he tried to get value out of the growing infestation. And Greymane aggroing the boss here. Are they really? Wow. They have level 10. That reminds me a little bit of Fnatic. Look at that. They go for the McDonald's strategy. Gotta end the game quickly. Don't have time for this shit. So hit the early level 10 and then make a play for the boss and push hard. And they are getting this one. But it comes at a cost, because Yrel is at the top lane and is aiming for the top fort, and she's gonna get this one. And a few more shots get fired by Lucio, who should really make sure that he's getting out of there, or he is going to die. Level 10 on both sides. The boss is on the move now. And they are double checking the bushes, but Lucio is already gone. Dehaka is now controlling the top, and the experience here, 2 kills to 0. And of course the fort bot side is gonna fall 100%. There's no way of saving this one. Not with the boss being here as well. But it's very, very early in the game, so the boss doesn't really do a lot of scaling yet. And they really try to get some additional kills in. And with Dehaka not here, the temple is going over to Team LB. But guess what? They have Sylvanas. So they're just macroing them. They're just trying to macro them and get value, and so far it's working. Dehaka is already starting to move away and steal the camp, which is kind of nice, especially since he's getting even more of an assist. So the blue team finds themselves in that very uncomfortable spot where they have to react to the plays that are being made by ASoul. And that results in another fort destroyed. That results in a camp being taken. And now they're rotating into the middle. They're out-rotating them and absolutely murdering them in the macro game. If they can get the kill against the Space Goat, that would be the dream. But they're not following up on the stun because everybody else for LB is already here. So there's very little that he can actually do. But I like it. I like it. Really well done. A pretty cool move that they're pulling off here. Time and time again. They're rotating around them. They're using Dehaka to his best. They're getting the kills in. So I gotta say, I can appreciate the way that they're currently approaching the game here. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, as all of this is still coming in, we have, of course, attempts to isolate someone. Level 13 would be kind of neat. They're already trying to go for the play. Greymane, gotta be careful, but they're making the play, and they can't connect any drag or anything, but still, they're overall just looking fantastic here. There's a level 13, and now, of course, the big opportunity to maybe push the fort down in the middle, which they're not going for. Instead, they're going for the camp. 19 stacks for Jaina, so she's slowly getting her quest together here. Went into the water elemental. And here comes the double temple. Alright. Ooh, that's an early cocoon. They want to fight this. Dehaka is so... Oh, careful. Stukov and Anna both in trouble. 1 kill and a double. That was nicely done. That was tongue done. The cocoon and then the drag. Well done. And we are going to take another look at it. That was sexy. Look at this. There's the tongue connect. And then the 2 supports get blown up within a second. Now they can make a play for the Siege Giants as all of this plays out. And the double temple is, of course, up to. That is a fantastic first game for ASoul. I told you, I really like the way that they played against Team Fly in the winner bracket. They won a map even, and they are disengaging every single time they feel at a disadvantage. And I like that a lot, because it's something that in a lot of the other best of fives that we covered in this tournament so far, we haven't really seen. A lot of the teams are a bit more on the brawly side, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's nice to see a team that really just picks their battles properly, and they are doing an exceptional job at that. They are 2 levels ahead now, and they have an enormous amount of pressure at the bot lane in particular, where they're already going for keep. And this is while ASoul still has 2 forts on the map, so this is big. This is really, really big. Now, they can't take it completely, but they're taking a big step towards it. That keep is incredibly low, and now they have level 16, which is, of course, granting them another talent advantage with Epicenter. When you can't decide if you want to put the Epic Enter joke in or you want to go for Epicenter, and you go for the middle ground here. Reminds me a little bit of hot butter through cheese. So, yeah, they go for the space goat, talking about cheese. They want to have that goat cheese, and I think they're going to get it. Yeah, Urel, you can... Why did he just... Okay, thought he would get the base to the face, but not so much. The space goat is down, and, well, that is level 16. 2 level advantage. And, of course, a 4v5. Boss time. 17 seconds. Could technically also go for that. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely an option. Siege Giants plus boss. That's a possible play here. They will get that. Especially since they can still see Tigers at the top, and now they also have vision of Lucio, so they know that 2 heroes are topside. So with Greymane and Sylvanas, you can get that boss very, very, very quickly. Even if the blue team knows about it, they won't be able to arrive in time. So great timing for them, good decision making. There it is, they zone it out, there's the stun. And that is just perfect coordination from them. The Space Goat jumps in, gets isolated in an instant. So I would be careful. Going into a battle against a team that runs a level 16 advantage over you is usually a pretty dumb idea. And I think this isn't going to be the exception. So they are using a lot of time that they won't be able to use to defend against the boss. And that, of course, is the end of the bottom keep. There's no denying that. That keep is gonzo. And with now temple control possible on both temples for ASoul, they can threaten this even further. Yeah, Sylvanas is already at the bottom. It's gonna lock that in now. And they're in the middle. They're even making a play for Urel and for the camp, so they're everywhere. They're just absolutely everywhere. And keep in mind, it's not only the boss at the bot lane. There's a Siege Giant camp moving in too. So since they're not defending, it means that they are likely also gonna lose some hit points on the core now, which is kind of crazy. The fight over here, that's a different story. But guys, look at this. This is getting problematic, to say the least. They try for the kill, and finally they get one. It's the first kill that they got. 1 kill against 5. Down here, we still got Sylvanas in play. Up at the top, there's a camp. And the Siege Giants, they are still doing a bit of work. And that core is down to 87%. So they lost 13 in total. Yeah, that is rough. Especially since if you look into the mid lane, that keep is now down to 20%. Top side gets pressured. If they lose more structures as that game continues, it is going to be a very, very fast game. We're only 13 minutes in, and the lead that we have for ASoul is nasty. It's a really, really crazy lead. The Haka is still sitting topside. Again, he escorted the camp and the catapult through the gate. Sylvanas is now going for even more mercenary pressure at the bottom of the map. She has no problem, because with the constant poke in the middle... Oh, that's a problem. With the constant poke in the middle, we have seen them put in a couple of resources, a couple of players to ensure that they're getting the shots fired. Sylvanas is even pushing the bot lane out before she hearths back here. Can she be interrupted? Ooh, no. Kinda close, but she gets away. 5 kills to 1. Next camp taken. You take one look at the minimap and you immediately realize that every single mercenary camp has been taken by them. Take a look at the mercenary experience here. Just take a quick look at that. 6,400 against 450. Which translates into the blue team has been able to take a single mercenary camp during the entire game. That's pretty much what that means. 1. And that was the Bruiser camp that they took early on in the game. Nothing else. And now the lanes are pushing. 20 is so close. ASoul is moving back. They have zero interest, none whatsoever, at fighting before they hit level 20. I mean, why would they? They don't care even a little bit. Lucio is dead. He gets sniped. Anubarak engages. Cocoon dodged out by Odin. Dodged by Odin. And yeah, he's dead. Stukov. Oh. Actually, he survives. Jaina might pay the price for it. And nope, there it is. Kill against the Tychus. Kill against Stukov. They're looking for more. Mid lane gets pressured. Bot lane gets pressured. They are at the top. They want more. The Space Goat is in trouble too. Another stun, another connect. Urel forced to use her ult. Makes a play for the Haka. She can't take him down. And instead, it is Urel that falls. 5-man team wipe. And they move into the core. Yeah, the keeps are all falling while the catapults are pushing. A 1-0 lead in the best of 5 here in the losers bracket of the tournament. The two Chinese teams with ASoul taking a convincing victory on the first map of the best of 5 series. Nicely done and well coordinated by the red team.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2. ASoul is ready, everybody. Tomb of the Spider Queen is our second map. The 1-0 lead for the red team. Pretty convincing victory. And what I really liked is that they controlled the map. So they had a very control-heavy draft. Now, first of all, the draft that we saw on the side of the blue team was a little bit weird to begin with. But drafts like that have won in the past. So sometimes you can surprise someone there. But I really like the way that ASoul controlled the game. A lot of the Chinese teams that we've seen so far have been very brawl-focused and haven't really made a lot of good decisions when it comes to what fight to take, which objective to go for. So I enjoyed that a lot. Now that we have Greymane banned out, it seems a bit more of a targeted ban, and they also don't like to go up against the Zebo on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's pretty easy to stack here if you roam between the lanes. But what is the blue team, sorry, the red team pulling off as the first pick? Stukov is up again, so you could go for the Stukov pick. Last time it was a first pick for the blue team, and LB locked in Stukov right away, and I think this is likely going to happen again now. So let's see. With Vala taken, there's a clear priority here on the damage. But now I assume that we're going to get at least Stukov. The question is with what? Or are they really falling away from the Stukov pick and instead go for something else?
I'm here to help.
Okay, they are. All shall Swiffer. Yeah, Jane and Leoric. Fair enough, the entire time we haven't seen a lot of Leo, and now finally we have Leo early in the game. But that could be, I mean, honestly, Blaze now picks Stukov or Malfurion and ban the other. That would already be a good start. Obviously, there's other supports that are really nice here, but when we're talking about the Chinese meta and the Korean meta, then
Let the Inquisition commence.
Stukov and Malfurion are really high priorities. He said, and then Whitemane got chosen. Okay, that's kind of wild. Considering that up to this point, every time we saw teams play, they banned Stukov and picked Malfurion early. Both of them have now been ignored completely. That's kind of wild. Now, Junkrat, he's banned. There's the Stitches ban. So even if you go for someone like Malfurion or Stukov now, you can't combo it off with the Stitches. Since both are still available, that makes sense. But yeah, very, very high Whitemane priority here. Not what I expected to happen here. Okay. Now we got Stukov, Deckard, there's Deckard, and Malfurion still up. The old geezer, again, we see him regularly now. He got buffed in the last patch, so obviously he's a lot stronger now. And teams still prioritize, in most cases, Stukov and Malfurion, but we see a lot of Deckard Cain lately. And Tychus is here too. And Deckard Cain on this map has a lot of really nice interrupts against teams that are channeling as they're turning in their gems, so that's a good pick. But with the next two picks coming in, we still need a main tank. Garrosh, alright, and Alarak, alright. Alarak is in the house. And ETC to bring it back. Way more traditional composition now on the side of Team LB after that draft in the first game. Didn't quite do the trick. So now we're heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen. The lead for ASoul. Can they make it 2-0? Can they pull a little bit farther ahead in the best of 5? We're going to find out right now the lower bracket of our Chinese Korean tournament. Tomb of the Spider Queen LB against ASoul. LB versus ASoul, and let's go! We got Leo and ETC for the blue team, with Tychus and Jaina dropping the damage, and Deckard Cain keeping everybody alive, or at least trying to. Whereas ASoul, the team on the right side, is playing this with Garrosh and Blaze at the front. Alarak is helping with damage together with Vala. There's a lot of control here. There's tons of control. With those three frontliners, they have a lot. And on top of that, we got White Mane for the heals. Vala is obviously dropping the damage. And on level 1, we already got our extended lightning. We also have a Pity the Frail. Neural Stim Pack is in. And Vala is playing an arrow build. No multi-shot build on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but instead the arrow build. Kind of wild if you think about it. I mean, arrow build can of course be always played, but even though they have wave clear on other heroes, I still expected them to try and get some more with Vala and a multi-shot setup. But far from it. Instead, we already have aggression here in the early stages. ETC nearly stunned out by the jet propulsion, but uses his own moves to deny that from happening. And Leo can't even go down to the bottom of the map, so Blaze gets an early start here to push this out. Leo has to take the long way on the left side. And yep, that's gonna get real interesting real quickly. I like that we have Alarak in game. Every single time you see an Alarak, it's usually fun. I mean, even if Alarak gets murdered, it's kind of neat to see how many stacks he gets together on the baseline, what he can do around the possible level 4 stacking. We have already the heals here from White Mane as he's trying to help out Vala to get the camp. Obviously on the left side the same thing is happening, in this case with Deckard Cain and with Jaina. Yeah, should be a fun one. I mean, Tomb is always a map where you see a lot of fights here usually, but now the potential to especially get some Alarak aggression. And a good Alarak player is just terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And we'll see what he can pull off here. I at least fairly excited. And this could be a kill. There's number 1. Yeah, this is a kill. With everybody moving in, that's a kill right here. So that's a few gems already lost, and that is bad news. Very good start for ASoul, since they denied some gems. We now get the negatively charged on level 4 for Alarak 2, so you can start to get his stacks together. And Vala is going for the Death Dealer. Okay, the Vault cooldown reduction is kicking in, but that's a bit of a wild setup that she goes for at this point. Interesting. So, no repeating arrow for her, but instead Death Dealer? I mean, did she fat finger that one, or is that a deliberate choice? Now, we'll see, but that is a bit wild. Either way, we also get Alarak attacked up at the top. They obviously won't be able to take him down just yet. Instead, it's Deckard Cain that finds himself in trouble, but there's not enough damage to get some serious damage in. Vala is a little bit late, so she is not able to do anything here. We have the Indomitable for our boy Garrosh again, the bigger they are for Tychus. And Ruby for Deckard Cain. And of course, with 25 gems already delivered, it's ASoul that's getting a bit closer to the first turn in. They don't have enough gems together yet, but they're getting closer. Calm at the top, doing his thing. There's another quick flip happening against ETC. But things are definitely starting to get dangerous for LB. The problem is not only that they are trailing behind in stacks, but also if the Web Weaver wave gets hit by ASoul, there's a chance that they're getting another kill or two with it. And if you can deny even more gems to LB, then the snowball really begins. Vala in slight trouble, but gets saved. Red team has now enough gems to get a turn in for real this time. And yep, level 7 is about to kick in. 2 stacks together for Vala. By the way, we also have the Ghastly Reach on level 4 for Leo. Doesn't have to go for the full-on wave clear with Neil Peasants. Obviously, last patch made a lot of this baseline. And Vala right now with the Frost Shot. Okay. It's a really interesting build. Like, that level 4 talent is strange. It's really strange. As I said before, I can totally see that Vala just fat-fingered the talent. Maybe later on we're gonna have some more synergy, but for now it's very weird to not see her go into the normal repeating arrow that you have with an arrow build. So yeah, this, by the way, is a big problem. A good move by Garrosh. They somehow needed to save Alarak because he has 20 gems, so that would have been a disaster. And Garrosh, even if he dies here, that would have been a good move. He just himself doesn't have enough gems. So off we go. But as you can tell, with 34 gems already turned in, it's the red team that is getting closer and closer to complete the turn-in. They could maybe even sneak someone to the top turn-in spot and make the play there. Instead, they are going for the fight down here at the bottom of the map. And this is a 5 vs 4 now. Vala is a bit isolated and has to be very careful, especially with Tigers focusing onto her. But Whitemane is around and can help her. But Fearless is about to turn in with his ETC, and they're getting a little bit closer to a completion on the first turn-in as well. So the blue team is definitely not sitting back and letting this happen without fighting for it. They're trying to complete their turn-in. 8 stacks for Alarak on level 4. And now that he also moved into the applied force, we got that. And we got also the intercession. Nice move against Jaina, and that's a kill. Jaina is down. 39 gems against 45, but now enough control for Alarak to complete the turn-in. And that is the first weapon wave of the game. But LB pulled slightly at an experience for just a second, so they are more or less even now. But Jaina, of course, being obliterated here, gave them the control to lock in the first objective of the game. And now the only question is, how much can they do with that? How far can they push that? 86 on the sadism for Alarak. We got 8 stacks on the level 4. Nothing insane. As long as he can stay alive and build the sadism up, it's gonna be nice for him. Yeah, they're already moving into the middle. And he gets another stack. And they're looking to get ETC, which didn't quite work out for them. Yeah, we get Strafe and we get Counter-Strike now that the level 10 abilities are available for ASoul. They have the lead in the series, and they're going for a similar approach than they did in the last game. Slow, calm, and collected. Trying to control this. As their side... Oh, there's the taunt. There's the jet propulsion. The silence. And ETC is dead. ETC got deaded. They're trying to go for Leo now too. He's already ghosting out of the way. But that's another good kill. It comes at the end of the first objective phase though. So not a lot of value has been had here. A little bit of damage in the middle. Up at the top, very little has been dealt. And the blue team is getting the next objective because Tigers used the opportunity topside to turn his gems in. ETC is already back, but we have at least Siege Giants as a small advantage for the red team at the bottom of the map. So yeah, it's a little bit wild here. It's a kind of an interesting play, much more even than what we saw in game number 1. Kill count doesn't reflect that necessarily, but we have an objective on objective now. We have a bit of structural damage already done. Jaina is controlling the bot lane with all of her damage in the AoE that she can bring, but they still need to take one of the Siege Giants out. And the mid lane is where they're focusing, and that's a kill. Carol is down, so that's the end of Garrosh. Nicely done. Oh, and they might get a bit more. Yeah, Whitemane with the ult! And they get the kill on Jaina. What a turnaround here. But the grenade to the face! Look at that! Well done. The gems get collected, but that definitely hurt. They have Odin popped in the middle, and we are likely looking at the end of one of the forts. So LB with tons and tons of momentum now after the first objective. That was a pretty cool back and forth. Both of the team with some comeback moments here. It was really well played out, and they are getting even more out of this. But Bella doesn't die. Yeah, that's 11 gems that they hold here, so technically this could have been bad, but as it stands, they're at least getting the save. That Entomb hit no one but ETC. They were of course hoping for Garrosh, and they might still be able to get him, but Whitemane with a save! The party! ETC with a slide, another flip, 23 hit points on Tigers! But they get kills against Leo, against Jaina, and against ETC. 3 are down, and they even get the God Kane. 4 heroes killed, 8-2, and another turn-in now available. Really nice fight. I mean, 2 die instantly, then the flip on Jaina that you just saw, and on the escape, the slows from the oil spill seal the fate of Deckard Cain. They get 4 kills, and of course that's also a fair amount of gems that are lost right there. There's a ton of gems that are lost. They pretty much lost everything that they were still holding. That's 14 on the board, the level 13 advantage. Vala alone is 36,000, and that was just fantastic. That was exactly the play that they needed to pull farther ahead here. Both teams have level 13 as the Web Weavers are starting to touch ground. Leo is the top damage dealer, by the way, even a little bit more damage than Tychus on the side of the blue team. The stacks on Sadison, 114. We have 18 stacks on the negatively charged on level 4. Jaina still has some trouble of getting enough stacks together on her baseline to get the ice block. But of course, structurally, ASoul has to push this a bit further. Yeah, they need to push this ahead. They need to make some plays here. And we'll see if they can. They're already pushing the bot lane aggressively. Leo's trying to defend it, but Blaze is controlling this well, apparently, according to the minimap. Up here in the middle, that's where the real hotspot is. The Web Weaver is already taken down, and they're barely able to take that fountain. But at least they're getting it. And down here, the defense is also going strong. I gotta say, LB is defending extremely well against these Web Weavers. If you want to criticize ASoul, then the biggest point to criticize is most likely that they are not getting value out of their objective. They had 2 now, and like, just think about this for a second. They had 2 objectives, 2 Web Weavers, and they have done less damage than LB did with 1. So, not really where you want to be at. They have still more gems than their counterpart, but they have just not done enough yet. Now, thanks to the lead in experience and thanks to the looming level 16, they still control the map. But this is obviously slightly annoying. But off we go. At this point, another play. This time they're trying to make a play for Leo. ETC is sitting at the side, and time is working in favor of the red team as they are about to hit level 16. So, there we go. There comes the play. ETC, can they come in? Nope, there's the kill. Yes, Garrosh is dead. Garrosh is dead. ETC partied it up. And now we have another Odin pop. They're pushing through the bot lane. They're trying to take the fort down here. And they're looking at a very, very powerful position to drop fort and maybe even get a turn in for themselves if they can get enough gems for it. The level 16, on the other hand, is putting ASoul slightly ahead. But LB closed the gap in experience nearly completely and will get a talent in a few seconds themselves. Thermal protection, collision courses in, and there we have it. Level 16 on the blue team side, which now results in a numbing blast and the royal focus getting taken. 22 stacks for Alarak. We got 26 for our girl. And talking about Vala, she got dropped. So that's a staggered death. And just like that, LB is back to business. This is starting to look like a game on eye level. After game number 1, it really felt to me that ASoul is a bit ahead. But now, it is a very different situation. We had a great quad kill by the red team. But for some reason, they were never really able to capitalize on it properly. And now the blue team is doing exactly that. Capitalizing on every single kill that they're getting. Taking the boss now up at the top. And starting to do some serious structural damage as well. The turn-in is coming through on top of all of this too. And that, of course, is a just powerful position for them. Yeah. Hearthstone back. They're going to defend the boss quickly, I suppose. But it doesn't change the fact that the Web Weavers are now underway. And those could hurt, and they could hurt a lot. Not a single fort has fallen on LB's side, despite everything that happened in this game. And now we have another fort getting dropped at the top. That's the second one on the side of ASoul. And, well, down at the bottom and in the middle, all of the structures have been eliminated too. We're talking keep here. We're talking keep now. Huge problem. Huge problem for ASoul. They had a great mid-game. Now they're suffering. And Odin gets popped time and time again. And they are using it to assist those web weavers to do even more damage, to break through those gates. Vala is already popping a very defensive strafe here in an attempt to zone them away as best she can. But the bot lane gets attacked, the mid lane gets attacked, the top is also under pressure. Alarak at least hasn't died yet, so he's trying to stack his damage a bit further and also get more sadism stacks together. I mean, good for him. Alarak, where's he sitting at? Alarak is currently at 28,000 damage. Could get a lot more as time continues. Vala with a quick move forward. Can they go for Leo? Are they even trying? Alarak with a combo attempt. The old man. Do we get another Mosh? Not in this case. ETC is getting attacked, but they're also countering it with more pressure on Garrosh. But ETC is the one to fall. ETC is down. The old man in trouble. And he's not the only one. Leo is already dead. The old man runs away. I mean, wow. Yeah, Deckard Kane, he got the stroll out and he slowly moved away from the battle. But we still have 3 kills. And now finally, can ASoul do something here? They got the turn in. Guys, they got the turn in. And they're turning in with Diana up to the top. Over here, the Keeper's taking damage. They need to turn in with the rest of the team, especially, of course, our boy Blaze, who currently doesn't do that. They're trying instead to take the keep away. Sorry, not the keep. The camp away. And Leo is back. Tychus is here. Are they overextending? Doesn't seem like it. They steal the mercenary camp, but they need to do so much more than that. They need to finally get value out of this situation. They have been suffering time and time again. They've been able to get objectives, but they never really translated that into map control, into damage against structures. Now they got the Rep Weavers coming down once more. 11 kills, 2-4. They stole the opponent's camp. They got the objective, going to touch ground again, and we have level 20, insanely close. They finally need to start to get value out of this. Can they capitalize? That's the question. 33 stacks for Alarak on the 440 sadism for him. Vala, of course, now also with Manticore. Can she get the Firefly Quiver here? Is she even trying to? Or are we going to get an upgrade for her? Instead, we got the last laugh, and there's the Firefly Quiver. Much easier for her now to stay at range and get those hits in. And she is already using that against ETC instantly. Starting to poke him down from afar. The blue team so far had a fantastic defense time and time again, but the jet propulsion flank is beautiful, and they get the kill on ETC. They try for Leo, and he will die too. Even in the mid lane, they're following up with more damage. Vala with another strafe, maybe a bit too late, but the damage is real. At this point, it's 20 versus 20. The blue team finally locked in their Storm Talons too, but of course there's pressure everywhere on the map now. And Tychus might die. Oh, they flipped Deckard Kane. He was trying to drop his ult and cover Tychus, but he couldn't. And instantly Garrosh saw an opportunity to kill him, and that's what they did. Now the first keep is gone, and they have to decide whether or not they want to go for the core, and it seems like they're going to try and make the play. They go for the keep in the mid lane first, but the core is wide open now, and 2 heroes are down for a long, long time. Only 3 real defenders there, but they have played a very passive game so far, or match, and they are falling back again. They're looking for more kills, and they might just get it here. Here comes the Entomb. Jaina's already dead. Leo might fall, and he does, and that needs to be a play for game. They need to get through now and drop the core. This is the best opportunity that they're gonna get here. 16 kills, 2-4. Great play by them. 140 sadism for Alarak. The shield is already falling. They're looking for more kills, and ETC, he is in trouble. Doesn't have a mosh pit available either. The core is falling, and they are making the move. That's going to be the end of the game. The 2-0 lead for ASoul. At this point, inevitable. They bunker it up. The old man with an attempt to slow them down even further. ETC with a slide. But as long as Vala just weaves in those auto attacks, it is a lost cause. The game's over. The 2-0 lead as ASoul locks in a victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Shire, game number 3 in the best of 5. And they're instantly getting rid of Greymane. They're like, nope, that guy just isn't happening. So yeah, Shire is the map. And with that, we are gonna see what the teams are doing on the top lane in particular. Since for some reason Korean and Chinese teams are usually not the biggest fan of someone like Rexa, I would expect that Urel is picked and maybe Dehaka. Those are oftentimes the two options that we're seeing the most when we're talking about this map. But ASoul has taken a 2-0 lead, so technically this is the first match point and could be the end of the series. Whichever team loses, they will drop out of the tournament, so this is going to be the end of the road for one of the two. Whereas ASoul is now in a prime position to advance to the next round of the losers bracket. Now, there's obviously always a chance that a team pulls off a reverse sweep, but if LB can pull it off or not, that's something that time will tell. Tigers has the first pick. Again, Stukov and Malfurion both open. Double pick. Very likely a side laner, I'd say, since those are going to be heavily contested given the map. There's Stukov. And Junkrat. Okay, so Junkrat instead. Also great for the map here. But yeah, Stukov and Junkrat is a really strong double pick. Stukov is absolutely in line with the priority that we've seen in the previous games. I've been talking about it a bit in the earlier on the last one, because he was pretty much ignored there. But obviously, if you watched any of the previous days, then you are well aware of how much of a priority is for a lot of the teams. Now, we get Johanna and we have Lucio, so very easy rotations between the two lanes at the bottom of the map with Lucio can speed that up. And you can always, of course, set up a bit of a gank towards the top lane and speed that up too. The rotations being fast, that just means that the solo laners have to be a lot more careful. But again, what are we getting banned? Are they banning... side laners are still both open, by the way. It's kind of funny to me that every time we are... I would love to see an international competition and then some Dragon Shire matches, because I want to see what happens when some of the European teams go up against some of the Chinese or Koreans and pick Rexa on the map. Rexa is a pick that is very popular in the Western scene, mostly on Dragon Shire and Braxis, but also outside of those maps. And we don't see Rexa at all, not even a little bit, in the Chinese and Korean scene. At least not in the games that we've casted here in this tournament and in the previous tournament, which granted it was maybe 2 months back. So yeah, it's kind of wild. Oh, Varian. Okay, so they go for Varian, Stukov, and with the potential Junkrat isolation. So they have two potential follow-ups on it. A Vala for damage. Yeah, that is a sniper comp. That's dangerous. That's a real dangerous foreman that they're running here. And of course, with that, the only question that remains is who's going to play the side lane. Now, I would say you can put a Urel in there, but even a Blaze would do a lot for you. Alright, the Chromestar is in. Yeah. Slap her, baby. Okay, Chromie is in. But you want to have lockdown if you go for Chromie. And so far they only run Jojo. They go for Dehaka. Alright, Dehaka with the global. He's going to be at the top lane. Draft doesn't kill me. I feel there's only two options for ASoul. Given the meta and the priorities that we've seen so far, Urel or Blaze. With Varian, what else are you going to go for? They're going to shift it to something else? They go for Sonya. Wow, they go really aggressive. Holy shit. Taunt into Leap, I suppose? Damn, I didn't expect them to go that aggressive with this. Fair enough. Dragon Shire, game number 3. Let's check it out, everybody. Chromie has a little bit of a target painted on her forehead. So let's see what the red team can do. Does LB bring it back slowly, or is ASoul finishing the series here? We're going to find out on Dragon Shire. Game number 3, on the left side, we get the front line of Jojo and Dehaka. Dehaka gonna take that side lane with Chromie and Tychus on the damage. Lucio for all those heals. Whereas on the right side of the map, it's Varian and Sonya that they're running. Very aggressive lineup, potential leap after a taunt. We have Stukov to keep them alive and to follow all of this up with the lurking arm, already heading into the low blow on level 1. And on top of that, the damage with Junkrat and Vala. So a well-rounded setup, but a very aggressive one also for ASoul. Can they make this a 3-0? That's the question. Chromie is, of course, already in the game. And, yeah, there's the first lurking arm right there. Okay, so let's see what they can actually do with Chromie. she's obviously gonna be a priority target for most of them. And yeah, talking about priority targets, Vala is also one, and she already hits a lot of sandblast damage. The grenade gets dodged, but that got dangerous very, very quickly for Vala. Yeah, they're gonna try to go for Chromie. They're gonna try to whip her ass a little bit. And, well, as Chromie is going to try and do her thing, she obviously enjoys that she finally sees a little bit of play again. We're gonna get a good look at that top lane once we have some rotations happening, because for now it's just gonna be that little interplay between Dehaka and Sonya, but especially the 10 is gonna be interesting. Will it be leap, yes or no? There's a lot of setups that we could see. If you go into a taunt, if you come in with the follow-up on Stukov, and then even with Sonya's leap, potentially not even Strafe, but Rain of Vengeance, there is so much that you can do here. So it could be crazy. There could be some crazy combos. Junkrat is already attempting to isolate this a little bit. They're taking the camp. They got it. And they go for the isolation on Jojo. And that's a kill. That's a kill. 100%. Yes. She's down. Easy peasy. Quick kill on Johanna. That's the lead in the game. Top side gets pressured thanks to the camp that they just took. So there's a bit of support for Sonya already. And Chromie needs to be very careful too, because Varian now has his taunt. And there we go. The repeating arrow. Supporting the theory a little bit that Vala definitely did, or well, not definitely, but Vala likely fat-fingered her level 4 talent on the last map. Seems very much like that's what happened, because that talent didn't make any sense. This is way more likely, and this is, by the way, a very early Dragonite. Damn son. 2 minutes in, position on the right side. Yeah, always got to make sure that you're using your AoE as much as you can. Keep the dragon alive as long as possible. Just use the AoE and slowly but steadily poke structures and minions down with the dragon's breath, while the rest of the team is pushing other lanes, which is exactly what they're doing. They even got siege giants at the bot lane, so that allows them to break through the gate, take the second tower down. Doesn't get much better than that. But here comes the flank. They're trying to do some work here, they can't. And the Dragonite is already busy at the top against the fort itself. Wow, they are getting so much out of this. For first objective, that is kind of nuts. That's a little bit nasty. Now the fight in the middle is happening. Carol is sitting there. After level 4, Varian started to practice his insults. Going straight for Chromie. You're not a real dragon. And yeah, she doesn't like to hear that. I mean, again, she's a mental case. If you think a real dragon would voluntarily take that form, you are just out of your fucking mind. I mean, seriously, no self-respecting dragon would ever do something like that. So yeah, she's not a real dragon. She's an imposter. Absolutely. And everybody knows it. So yeah, there's a couple of like fanboys that are trying to simp it up, but still, Chromie, I'm sorry. You have to face reality at some point. Totally delusional, if you ask me. Anyways, the growing infestation is in. Someone is checking bushes. That was a huge face check, and that results in a kill. Varian, for all the taunts, he goes down, no chance. And that's not only a kill, but also a camp. So, good on them. Top fort is down, which also took the fountain. So everything is just lost at the top lane. The retreat point is lost. Sustain is lost. Sonya is going to have a much, much easier game now on top side. And in the middle, as you can, at the bottom, as you can see, they are trying to repay them in kind. If they can take that fountain down, that would be a big step, but it doesn't really look like they can. So, we got level 8 versus level 8. We got 2 kills right there. And yeah, no stacks, of course, on the multi-shot, but still enough wave clear to burn this down quickly.
Won't be long
also with the frost shot, gives you a little bit of extra control. Growing infestation is in too. And it's party time! So, camp for camp. This time no invade attempt. The last one was a bit aggressive and didn't really work out. So they kind of learned the lesson. But now we got level 9. And another objective coming up. So, can they get another Dragonite? They got a bit of a freebie on the first one. Oh, Jojo, careful. Okay, good for her. At the top, they were... Oh, he's sniping it, isn't he? No, he isn't. Okay. For just a second, it looked like he... Oh, dude, you really have to be careful where you're going. I'm not quite sure what exactly that pathing is, but Tychus, do you have a death wish? Yeah, honorable Sudoku by Tychus. He's down, and no chance. And there's the leap. Oh, they go all out, guys. Rocket Ride! Yes! Rocket Ride for our boy Dehaka in the meantime. This is the second time that we see adaptation in these games. Adaptation is taken again, and they are crushing, of course. Level 10, we also got a little bit of jumping around on the side of Jojo as she goes into... Yeah, no chance. I'm sorry, boys. And boom! Bullseye! Wow! Chromie, nearly an insta-kill. That would have been pretty amazing. But yeah, so a little bit more jumping around that we have a falling sword, so it's not only our girl on the red team that can make those jumps, but just imagine the combo that can be set up now. If you go for that quick move with Variant, the taunt, and then the follow-up, oh, it's glorious. There's so much that you can do here. Oh! Taunt and goodbye. That's how you snipe. That's how you just delete someone from the map. Jojo just got her ass kicked so hard, she did not only get deleted from the map, she got deleted from the game. I mean, damn, son. That was Johanna disappearing, pulling a Houdini within half a second. That was just insane. You got Rocket Ride as a potential follow-up. Another Dragon is now taken. Already at the top, the one-on-one continues. And here, Vala is kicking butt. Literally. Kicking Tychus. 3 kills to 1. They are level ahead. They start to poke this down. Junkrat is using the grenades at the bot lane to push them even further. And this is just getting nasty. You know what's also nasty? The life of the Haka at the top. Yeah, good luck, my friend. Oh, he got away. Nice. Nicely done. Playing with the vision, using the global. No interrupts on the other side. Sonya trying to wrap around, so she's not in range to go for a spear. That was well done. Yeah, that was good. That was a really good escape. And again, over here, there's the jump. Wow. No, yeah, okay. There's the engage. Oh, wow. Another quick hit. And the double kill. Lucio down, Chromie down. And they go for more. They go for Tychus. And he's dead as well. Now, Sonya with a spin to win. She's still alive and gets a bit of an assist as Stukov is just helping her out. And now, of course, it's another attempt to drop one more hero. And this seems like it's an inevitable conclusion. Bam! Bullseye straight to the face. I mean, full on 50 points that we're getting here from our boy Junkrat. I love Rocket Ride. Rocket Ride is sometimes so silly, but it's actually quite strong. After Blizzard buffed it 2 patches ago, it got quite powerful, and you can do so much damage with this thing. So they get the damage out, and it's just a beauty. 7 kills to 2. Damage output 26k for our girl. Obviously, this time with a follow-up stun, Rain of Vengeance over the strafe that we've seen used in the last few games. 16,000 for Tychus. Now they have the level 13 talents as well, but they're losing ground all over the place here. Yeah, once again, there's the drag, but as you can tell, someone is in trouble. And yeah, he's not gonna make it out. There's the stun, there's the taunt, and there's the kill. The rest of the blue... Did she just jump on point? Oh my god, she just self-jumped. Yeah, gets immediately pinged for it, because Sonya just fucked up. And don't worry, guys, we're gonna take another look at it. If someone screws up that badly, we have to double check that again. Talking about screwing up, it seems like Tychus overestimated what's gonna happen here. So now Lucio and Tychus are both dead, and they're going for another kill against Johanna. They're just farming them. The farm simulator continues. But yeah, if you were wondering what exactly Sonya did, take another quick look at her. She definitely self-ulted. So yeah, there's the fight, and then Sonya, after the battle is already over and they're getting the kill, she's just like, boom, and jumps on point. So yeah, pressing a few too many buttons at this point. If you go for the alt move, that's not really what you want to go for. So yeah. But again, we got the level 16 abilities, so a total dominant game from ASoul here. And I'm really, really happy that they are continuing the great performance that they showcased in the winner bracket, because that team is fun. That team is quite a bit of fun. And up at the top, they're trying for another one. There's the jump, as the blue team is desperately trying to lock them down to finally get a few more kills onto the board. Junkrat isn't even here. He's still pushing the bot lane. They have also control over the bottom shrine, and Sonya is taking the one at the top. It is pretty much inevitable that they are getting another Dragon Knight. And here we go. So that's it. Dragon Knight number 3 for them. Cam pushing at the bot lane. Chromie gets punted. I mean, that gnome isn't really much bigger than a football in the first place. So as the Dragon Knight is trying out for the NFL, that's a... yeah, he's going to be part of the punting team for sure. That was a beautiful kick. Another fort goes down and they're just nibbling at the walls of the keeps. The admin even pausing the game. The admin is just saying, like, guys, we might have to slow this down because we need to tell the audience that there is some real graphic plays that are happening. The blue team is getting their asses kicked so hard that there might be some long-lasting psychological damage if kids are watching this. So we need to do a quick PSA and ensure that we're telling everybody, guys, if you have kids watching this, please, please, please escort them out of the room, put them in front of a TV with some Teletubbies or some shit like that, because, yeah, some SpongeBob, I don't know, because this is just too graphic. It's too graphic and it hurts too much. They are going to be scarred for life if they continue to watch this, because there is just despair, pain wrapped in despair on the side of the blue team as they're desperately trying to somehow bring this back. But the blue team, they're not getting any of this done. No, the red team is having none of it. They're coming in with those kills and they are just not stopping. Can't stop, won't stop. This is a gore fiesta right here. If you thought Spider movies are difficult, no, you haven't watched this. This is just 10 kills to 2 by now. 3 level lead, 2 level lead. Jojo can stack her level 1 all she wants, even with 30 stacks and the 15% extra it gives her. It's just not enough. And you see, some parents have still not moved their kids out of the room. This is just irresponsible parenting. I really don't like it. It's the same bullshit as all of these helicopter parents that these days can't be bothered to entertain their kid a little bit and just put them in front of a screen. Doesn't that piss you off too when you're just at a cafe and you're looking at the other table and there's like a mom with her kid and she just can't be bothered to pay attention to the kid for at least 2 seconds and just parks it in front of a phone and some show. I see that all the time here, and honestly, it makes me mad. I can understand if it happens every now and then, but it is getting out of hand. These kids are getting addicted to phones and screens at an early age. It's ridiculous. Toddlers even. And this is not any better. So yeah, the admin pauses it again. I personally absolutely support this decision because there is too much damage has been done in the past. Too much damage has been done in the past, and mental health is important. And if you witness a team getting murdered like this, there's no telling what kind of long-lasting damage that could do. So there we go. The jump. A kill against Junkman at least. Sonya jumped in too. She was a bit jumpy. And, well, they're trying for a kill, but I don't think they can get it. They might even lose another one here. 4 versus 5. They don't care. I was just like, boys, let's go for it. But nope, at that point, they're just retreating. Alright, softening the blow a little bit. Maybe the admin just told them, listen guys, I have no problem with you winning, but at least give them a kill every now and then. And ASoul said, alright, I'm gonna go for it. No, either way, let's see, jokes aside, let's see if LB can actually bring this back. They're still 2 levels behind, so closing that gap is not going to be easy. It's going to be quite the opposite. Nearly impossible. That's a 2-level gap that you have to close. That stun came late and so did the lurking arm. And they should fall back a little bit more here. And they currently do. So, yeah. And, well, there's one camp that got taken, but the problem is that someone also has to deal with this eventually, since the top lane gets pushed. And the Haka is the obvious candidate. Vala might be in trouble here. Yeah, but she doesn't get attacked. There's the jump as Jojo is moving out of the fight again. It's still a 4 versus 5 that they're battling out here if they really want to make the engage. And now that we're closing in on level 20 with Storm Talons, ASoul is definitely going to try and make a play. I mean... Oh! Off we go! There's the leap, but not enough damage to drop Lucio, but they can drop the fake gnome. I had the fake dragon. So yeah, the dragon is down. And wow, on 20 we get the acrobat. Vala was tumbling all over the place already to begin with, so yeah. Very acrobatic. She could go to the Olympics in my opinion. Yes, another kill. And they are dead, and they are chasing them all over the map right now. Another ult to simply disengage. Jojo just doesn't have any options anymore. They go for the keep in the middle, the keep at the bot lane get attacked. They are all over the place. It's getting nasty. And guess what? Junkrat, he's still working on the objective. He's like, boys, you got this, right? I'm gonna go for those shrines. I'm gonna make that happen. I'm gonna rocket right around a little bit and we're gonna do this. So he's moving down to the bottom. They're prepping for the next one. Jojo even upgraded. They're trapping the first. She moves out with a spear and they try another kill after they just dropped the support again. And Jojo is dead too. Junkrat soloing everything. He's like, guys, wait for me, wait for me. I want to be a dragon too. I want to be a fierce dragon. And he gets it. But the core is already falling. It's not really that they need them. But I suppose he's at least going to be part of the picture. They go for the Haka again. 15 kills to 3. ASoul with a dominant performance in game number 3. They're moving on to the next round of the winner bracket. Of the loser bracket, sorry. Well deserved and makes me hungry for more. Great performance, and I can't wait to see them in the next round of the tournament.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.